Good afternoon. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. I-70 traffic this weekend fell below 100,000 vehicles for a second time. Just over 98,500 cars went through both sides of the Eisenhower Tunnel Friday through Sunday, the first time this fall with back-to-back weekends below 100,000. But traffic was still busier than last weekend by 7%, busier than the same weekend last year by 2%. A controversial downtown development is back on the council agenda in Breckenridge tomorrow. 2 weeks ago, council voted 6-1 to review the latest from Breckenridge Grand Vacations. BGV hopes to build timeshares, condos, and retail at the base of the Breck Connect gondola. Plans also call for a second parking structure across from the gondola. Breck Planning Commission approved that project in mid-October. Affordable music in Dillon is 30 years old today, but the record store turned all-around music store hasn't always been in beautiful downtown Dillon. It started in Silverthorne with original owner Gary Koenig. He explains why he opened in 1991.
Midlife crisis, was trying to figure out what to do with myself, and a friend of mine says, as much as you like music, you should open a record store. That was in July of 1991, and I opened in November.
Gary was working at Henderson Mill at the time with absolutely zero record industry experience.
I never ran a cash register before that. I've never worked retail in my whole life. It was all new to me, and I'm still faking it.
Hanging at the store today was Brian, Gary's very first employee.
So we encouraged loitering. It was deeply encouraged. We had our regulars that came and spent 8 hours a day hanging out in the music store.
Gary admits that owning a record store is an uphill battle in the age of digital music. But what goes around usually comes around.
When I opened this store 30 years ago, vinyl was like dirt and CDs was like gold. And today, CDs are like dirt and vinyl's like gold.
So what's Gary spending most these days?
Depends on the day. I've been listening to more jazz than I used to. I could listen to Pink Floyd one day, Black Sabbath another. It just varies.
Affordable Music is celebrating 30 years all this week. Stop by and say hi. A local medic recently won a prestigious state award for women in EMS. Wendy Miller of Summit Fire and EMS was honored with the Frances Mildred Roth Award this weekend. The award pays tribute to a lifetime of service in emergency medicine given to just one woman statewide every year. In sports, the Nuggets play the Heat tonight at 8. And in local sports, Summit High football ends the season at 7-3 with a big win over Steamboat Springs Friday, but it was not enough for the playoffs. Palisade gets the selection instead. Opening race of the A-Basin Rise and Shine Rando Series comes to A-Basin tomorrow at 7 a.m. on the early season course. Complete as many laps as possible in 1 hour from the A-Frame to Black Mountain Lodge. Cost is $25. Registration is online only. For everyone else, A-Basin is still closed to uphill access, same as Loveland and Keystone. This past weekend was also opening day for Lenawee Chair, giving you true top to bottom at A-Basin. The Breckenridge Vipers semi-pro hockey team plays their very first home game in 2 seasons on November 19th. They'll be hosting the Reno Ice Raiders at the Ice Arena in Breck. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.